God's message to the living: why NDE survivors are the lucky ones. Everyone welcome. Embracing the solitude she once cherished, she believed happiness lay within it. But life's unpredictable narrative unraveled in an unexpected twist. Amid the vibrant hum of a social gathering, their fates converged. In that moment, love's spark ignited, and their passionate romance surged forward. In no time, they stood hand in hand, contemplating a future woven together, envisioning the enchantment of building a family. Curiously, prior to encountering her husband, the notion of parenthood had never quite stirred her heart. But his presence in her world was a transformative force, shifting her perspective. The image of a complete family with children growing together started to take shape in her mind. Given her age, a threshold beyond 35, she was well aware of the potential challenges of getting pregnant and the associated health risks that loomed over older mothers. Around 6 months into their marriage, life unveiled a delightful surprise as she unexpectedly discovered that she was expecting a child. The news ushered in moments of uncertainty as they grappled with the question of their readiness for parenthood. Yet, their hearts swelled with happiness and anticipation. Preparations for the arrival of their child unfolded, entailing adjustments to their lifestyle, prioritizing healthy dietary choices, and adopting habits to ensure the well-being and growth of their unborn baby. Her husband's care was unwavering, often extending to meal preparations, as they engaged in discussions about their child's education and future, eagerly awaiting the dawn of a new life. Throughout her pregnancy, she found herself falling ill more often than she hoped. Her efforts to take good care of herself seemed insufficient, and her age might have rendered her more susceptible to illnesses. Nevertheless, they welcomed their son into the world with joyous hearts. 3 months after their son's birth, she began to experience increasingly severe headaches. One day, while caring for their baby and successfully putting him to sleep, she felt the need to quench her thirst with a glass of water. However, as she rose to her feet, the room began to spin. Attempting to steady herself, her legs gave way and her vision blurred. Consciousness slipped away. Upon awakening, she was greeted by the shocking realization that her soul had detached from her body. Bewildered and fearful, she observed her lifeless form on the floor, with her son sleeping serenely in his crib. Overwhelmed by panic and anxiety, she grappled with the agonizing truth that she was not prepared to depart from her child and her life. Her deepest desire was to witness her son's journey through life. In her desperation, she sought solace in prayer, an earnest plea directed toward God. "God, please, it's not my time to leave. My son needs me," her fervent supplication echoed. In response to her heartfelt entreaty, an extraordinary occurrence transpired. A door materialized in the air of the room, bearing an otherworldly appearance, as though crafted from the very essence of clouds. Despite her overwhelming sense of unease, she understood that she must step through it. As she traversed the threshold, she entered a realm imbued with love, radiant energy, and boundless warmth. Here, the constraints of the physical world held no sway. In the midst of this ethereal expanse, a brilliant light emerged, bathing the surroundings in its celestial glow. Drawing closer to this luminous presence, a figure took form before her. Clad in a pristine white robe, this tall being, though veiling its countenance, exuded an unmistakable aura of holiness and power. She sensed the divine nature of this entity and knew it to be God. In his presence, her soul felt small. God conveyed a message, affirming that her time had not yet arrived, and that the light beckoning to her could not be entered. "Your children still need your care," he emphasized. In response, she implored God to grant her more time, explaining that she had prayed for assistance in reuniting with her physical form. Her plea was rooted in her unwavering commitment to her son and her desire to remain an active part of his life. To this plea, God offered his understanding and acquiescence, welcoming her questions. She seized the opportunity, inquiring about why some individuals encounter angels and God during near-death experiences while others do not. God's response was gentle, affirming that every soul follows a unique path, with some requiring more guidance and assistance, while others have already found their way. God proceeded to expound on the notion that certain individuals experience a sense of disorientation and loss in their lives, necessitating a rediscovery of faith and purpose. In these instances, angels and God take on the role of guiding lights, steering these souls back toward their intended path. Conversely, for those who have already found their faith and life's course, a near-death encounter may or may not entail interactions with angels and God, but it typically involves other profound phenomena. She reflected upon this divine wisdom, recognizing the importance of placing trust in one's heart and intuition as the keys to unraveling an individual's unique life journey. It became evident that each person's path is a singular voyage, and the attempt to impose one's path on others is both imprudent and ineffectual. Inquisitive and seeking deeper understanding, she broached the topic of an abortion she had undergone at the age of 25, an experience laden with guilt. Her question to God revolved around the specific adverse effects of abortion, to which God responded unequivocally. He described abortion as a wrongful practice, articulating that it infringes upon the fundamental right to life. In his eyes, every life conceived possesses an inherent right to protection, and abortion serves as a violation of that right. God emphasized that abortion can inflict enduring physical and psychological effects upon those who undergo the procedure. He implored humanity to honor every life that is conceived, advocating for the provision of support and assistance to individuals encountering challenges during pregnancy and childbirth, rather than resorting to abortion. The divine revelation unveiled an image before her, one that depicted the soul of an unborn child in search of a warm and loving home. This child's journey led him through encounters with various families, none of which offered the refuge he sought. Finally, he stumbled upon a couple radiating love and care, choosing them as his prospective parents. However, 2 months later, the couple encountered relational strife, and the mother elected to undergo an abortion, thus extinguishing the spark of a nascent life. Overwhelmed by a profound sense of remorse, God extended his forgiveness and understanding. He underscored the fact that everyone is susceptible to making mistakes, emphasizing that redemption and inner peace can be achieved through reflection and transformation. The message remained clear: every life is inherently precious and deserves to be cherished and honored. She yearned to visit heaven, and with God's approval, they embarked on a wondrous journey. They arrived in an otherworldly realm, lush emerald grass, a majestic waterfall's soothing sounds, and a suspended city surrounded by a serene forest and a placid lake. Village life thrived below, filled with joyful children. Heaven's perfection and beauty enthralled her, and God's smile warmed her heart. Her reverie was interrupted by her son's cry, grounding her maternal instincts. She returned to her world, her ethereal form disconnected from her body. Desperate to reconnect, she persevered through pain, eventually restoring her physical control. Back in the real world, she held her son as his cries calmed. This extraordinary experience unfolded a decade ago, etching profound memories. She thanked God for his timely presence when she felt lost, restoring her purpose. Today, her son, about to turn 18, thrived, becoming independent and responsible. Grateful for life's precious gifts, she held a deep appreciation for every person and experience, trusting in a divine plan for her future.